third part to the barnwood metal bypass doors I made to cover our pantry. I don't tend to plan ahead a whole lot. I just kind of figure things out as I go. These doors ride on a track at the top and a track at the bottom. They don't need the track at the bottom, except that my daughter's cat, once he figured out they free hung, would just sit there and swing them back and forth all the time. Looking back, knowing that how it's going to turn out, knowing that the lining 4 rollers up is going to be a pain, I would probably use some plastic slides on either side of the rail at the bottom instead of the 4 rollers. However, I build it with 4 rollers, and if I need to in the future, I'll actually take the bottom rollers off. I live in was built by many different people along many different stages along the way. It started out as a 2-room log cabin. There's still logs hidden under the walls. Actually, that is one of the original log walls. It was either a door or a window into the log cabin. I'm not sure. But whoever decided to frame it out years ago, they used different pieces of wood, and they didn't make anything straight. And there's later parts where I point. I mean, the boards are twisted one way, one the other. So nothing is level in the doorway that I'm putting these in. I started to pop the trim off, but it wasn't really worth the trouble. I mean, it's not hurting anything. I just had to mess around with how to put the doors on where the bottom could not attach to the face. It had to attach to the inside because the face is way out of whack. But it worked out, and it covers up their crookedness, and it does its job. There are some errors along the way, and I'll point them out when we get there. Some oopses I figured out after the fact. starting to figure out that something's not quite right. The doors don't roll right, they don't act right. What it is because the two tabs on the bottom track have a gap between them and the wall. When you screw them in, it brings them out, it bows the bottom track in. So I had to add another piece of metal behind the bottom track on both sides to square it out so it was actually straight and quit putting that arch in the middle of the track. It didn't roll right. Once I figured that out, it was good to go again. Okay, so everything's installed, it's all up. The little door has a little bit of a twist in it where it kicks out at the top, but it doesn't really matter. The problem I'm getting ready to hit is, as I bring the left door back, the back door, the one behind, it hits the tab where the tab goes back into the wall, where the bottom track is welded to the tab, and it kicks the wheel off. It bumps it and knocks the right side wheel off. So then when I slide the left side over, it knocks the whole thing off the track. So I had to take it all apart, take the bottom piece back outside and grind a small recess on the back of the back track where those two tabs go back to the wall, so that when the wheels roll by, they can roll through that recess and it doesn't knock it off. After that, everything works smoothly. But it's just another one of those oopses.